spending a lot of time on ladders this upcoming summer, doing step frame ladders, extension ladders, or three-way ladders. Now, safety is the most important aspect of working on this job at all times, whether that's safety by wearing the appropriate footwear, legging wear, wearing the appropriate goggles, masks at all different times. Ladder safety is one of the most integral aspects of the organization because most injuries in our painting business actually come from improper ladder usage. So why don't we take a look at the correct way to use an extension ladder. So I'm going to lift my extension ladder up. And put it into the position where I can lean it against the wall. I'm going to hold the left back side piece here as I use the rope to pull up the ladder. Now the first thing to look for is that you have to have 4 points of contact on the ladder. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, all touching the wall. Right now, this one's very loose on the bottom and that's loose at the top. So I have to find an angle and a ground level that's going to work. Okay, so now that seems to be secure. Our next thing we want to look for is a 4-to-1 angle ratio. So I'm going to put my feet at the base and I'm going to stick my hands out like this. That's a pretty safe ratio. It's about 4 high to 1 across. Now what would happen if for any reason I have a ladder out at this ratio? Well, I'm doing this, it's not 4-to-1, it's more like a 1-to-1 rise here. And if I'm climbing up there and it's a bit slippery or it's on a slippery surface, this ladder could actually slip out from underneath and you could fall while you're on the top of it. What about if it's the other way? Well, if you have a ladder that's too steep and I climb to the top of it, it could very easily fall back on me. So neither of these are safe ladder placements. Of course, try to be careful of any gardens or things that you're working around when moving your ladder placements. Perfect, so I go back to my original placement, have about a 4-to-1 ratio, and I should be ready to climb. Now when climbing the ladder, I don't want to lean too far off of it, I don't want to have both my hands off, I want to have about 3 points of body contact on the ladder at the same time. So as I'm climbing up, always 3 points of contact. And I soon approach here the window that I'm trying to paint. So while I'm at the top of this, I'm still going to make sure to have my 3 points of contact. I'm not ever going to be having this hand off and this hand off at the same time. I'll be holding on while I'm doing my painting work. If I need it for any reason, use both hands. I'm going to lean my body into the ladder to create a 3rd point of contact with my legs here. So I lean in, and now if I need to do some painting, like this, I actually have 1, 2, and 3, creating a 3rd point of contact. Okay, great. So I'm going to climb down. As you climb down, make sure that you're holding the rungs and not the side pieces here. If you slip, a metal splinter could cause a lot of pain in your hand, so really be careful about that. Now when you're moving extension ladders, they usually come in about 20, 24 foot, 32 foot lengths. They also come in 40 foot lengths for much larger, taller areas. This is a 24 foot ladder right now. I feel comfortable moving it on my own. I also feel comfortable moving a 32 foot ladder on my own. If I'm going to be moving a 40 foot ladder, I'll definitely ask a partner or someone else to help me use it on site. So when you're starting off, I'd recommend when moving 32 foot ladders, you ask for a bit of assistance. If you're a smaller person, don't feel quite as comfortable moving a 20 or 24 foot ladder on your first time, then I would recommend, not doing that. And to collapse the ladder, what I'm going to do is take my right hand, reach as high as I can go on the rungs, and I'm going to catch that rung 2 rungs up here with my left hand as I collapse the ladder this way. It's a bit of a tricky maneuver to get used to, but once you do, you're good at it, and the ladder doesn't come crashing down too hard there. So let's put that down. Let's go over step ladder safety. Okay, this is what we call an A-frame ladder. You want to make sure that these pegs are locked at all times, and that again you have 4 points of contact on each of the ground pieces here. As we climb the ladder, we want to make sure that we never go stepping on the top 2 rungs, never on here and never on here. And now we can do some of the painting. If we need to get higher, we're going to need to use a different type of ladder to get up there. As well, never rest a paint can on the top of here. That's just a disaster for someone accidentally slipping it off, or someone hits the ladder as they're walking by and the paint can goes falling everywhere. You're always going to hang the paint can with a ladder hook off the side of your ladder. Beautiful. So now that we've gone over some basic ladder safety techniques, why don't we put the ladder back up and start talking about how we're going to prep and how we're going to paint from a ladder to increase efficiency.